Ms Production.
Alright, we on. What's up, y'all? This ConneKC. We back again.
Hello, hello.
Sitting here. This your boy Pierre. I think AJ's out of town. He's in Los Angeles, having a birthday extravaganza. So shout out to him.
Yes, happy birthday.
You know what I'm saying? He's on the West Coast where the good is at.
Right.
Right. No jealousy here. Sitting here with the homegirl Jaye.
Hey, how you doing? What's going on?
And we have a special guest today, Ms Sylvia.
Hi guys!
Yes.
Yay!
Moms is in the building.
Hi!
And so we're gonna jump right into it. We was already talking about Donald Trump and Steve Harvey going to visit him. What's the singer?
Chris and Michelle.
I seen a thing on Facebook where somebody showed a picture of some trash, and they was like, "That's where her career went." And I'm like, "Wow, she just got paid."
Did you see her in the Breakfast Club?
Mm-mm.
But she was trying to explain that I guess she wore an outfit where there was some injustice print on her clothing, and she was like, "Yeah, I missed the mark." I mean, she got to handle her business. I mean, who else has $75,000?
$750,000.
Excuse me, let me rephrase. $750,000.
Right.
I mean, she gotta make her money. It's not like she's an A-list celebrity. She's like a C minus or whatever.
And I look at it like this: if you don't make at least $75,000 a year, and you multiply that by 10 times, that's basically what she made to go sing at the. You know what I'm saying? So she'd have made somebody's salary, probably two people's salary, for 10 years.
And she did a horrible job.
Night.
She did a horrible job. So, and she still got paid.
Well, so you guys are saying that people were pissed because she sang at the inauguration?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, looking from a different perspective, from my perspective, and maybe people who are struggling in poverty, we're looking at that. Donald Trump has said a lot of bad stuff about minority sets. I'm black, so what he said about black people, I took it personal. He said black people, all we do is eat and have sex, and that is not true. There are a lot of black people that work hard every day. Maybe I don't make 75,000 times 10, but we work hard for our money. We raised our kids. Everybody that lives in the projects, which I don't, but those that live in the projects, those that live in rundown communities, those that may not be able to cross over and live in Overland Park or the Beverly Hills or wherever they think they live, we still deserve respect. And when you get into that 1% and you live high on the horse, you forget what it's like. Maybe he was born rich, or he said he struggled. He said their family built a business. But that's what we're doing now. We're building a business. We deserve respect. And if you don't know about a certain ethnic group, you shouldn't speak on it. Because I barely ever eat. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Which is true, but the question, the problem is, or the question, not so much the problem, is everybody's issue with, say, Steve Harvey and Chris and Michelle for performing, and anybody else who tried to just move past the fact that he's a president. Because at the end of the day, he's a president for the next 4 years, period.
Well, he is a president, but what it is people are afraid of, where does that leave us now? Where are we gonna end up? Yeah, he's a president, but he's not for the people. I seen a thing on the news today. He's going to do a voter. He's doing a voter investigation because of voter fraud. But he said he didn't have anything to say when people said that he didn't win a popular people's vote, but he's still a president. But now he wants to investigate it once he made it. And I mean, when I saw Steve Harvey, I took exception myself. Because I'm like, look, dude, people have supported you through your comedian performances. All of your shows, you're on all these talk shows. The people have made you. Don't make it and turn on the people. If that looked like you only cared about yourself. I mean, I heard DL Hughley on the radio, and I'm sure everybody else did too that listens to 107. DL was pissed. He was like, Uncle Tom ass kissing nigga, that was his boy saying that, because the struggle of the black man has been real. On the news today, I think they quote unquote going off about that representative over in Kansas that said she disagreed with them carrying guns in the schools and in the court. And the white guy on Facebook said she should swing from a tree. I mean, why would you say that with everything, all the adversity that we've been through, and people already in the time looking like, okay, they got the House, they got the Senate, and they got the White House Republicans. I mean, if things look rough for us, I mean, anybody that lives in the real world knows that with them having 3 houses, they're not looking out for the ethnic and our minority interests.
Question. Do you think that when you say our and then you say there, do you think that the Democratic Party is for black people?
No, I think they're all crooked, but I think that some are, I mean, the Democratic Party are, you know, are minority, mostly minority. I don't think that any of them have our best interests, but we have a better chance with them than the Republican Party. The Republican Party, like KKK that you all see on Facebook, the picture going around. I was like, man, I hope this is Photoshop where Donald Trump with his arms around the KKK flew right through Facebook. But even if it's Photoshop, that lets you know where the mind of the nation is, because everybody's on Facebook. So,
but that's what he said. His whole ordeal, his whole spiel was to win the presidency. He appealed to racist middle America, because that's where we live, racist middle America. So what he did was he appealed to the people that he knew would stand up.
Right, so he stirred up the people, but what are they standing up to? Because that's going to make the rest of us rise up too. So you appeal to the people to stir up the people, to start a war, because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's the point.
Because all the rest of us, we're not going to lay down.
He did the same thing Obama did. Obama appealed to black people, right?
Right, because black people have been pressed down and oppressed.
And he appealed to saying what? What was his slogan?
Yes, we can. We saying yes, we can rise above. Yes, we can have a voice.
What policy did he
yes,
put in?
Yes, we can do something positive.
But what policy did he put in during his? And he had 8 years.
And
I like Obama. I don't know him personally, but I'm pretty sure I would like him. He seemed like a cool guy, but I didn't like his run. Because I don't see no effects for my life is still the same as 8 years ago as a black man. I've been through more as a black man in the last 8 years as far as racism and oppression with a black president. So with Donald Trump, even though he appealed to the racist white America, that was a great strategy. I don't really fear his presidency, because for me, it's like once you get beaten down and you know, all the words that you can use for degradation, how far can you go? Like, it ain't nothing that America can do to the black person, though. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's what you said, once you get beaten down. So Obama was, if he didn't do anything else, he stirred it up into you that, yes, you can get up, you can be somebody, you can rise above the excuses of the white man holding you back. He encouraged a lot of people to get up and do something, try something new, try to go get a job. He stirred up positivity, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think he was an inspiration to some sort.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the Kennedys were a popular family, and I read Edward Kennedy's book, and a couple of more Kennedys wrote books about what it really is like behind the veil in the White House and in the Senate, how, you know, your hands are really tied. Mm-hmm. And that's probably what happened to Obama. He probably walked into a situation like the rest of people who sit in the audience and see the main speaker on the forum. They're like, wow, this is boring, I can do that. But when you get to task, when you go to task doing the job, when you get behind the scenes and you see how limited it is, he probably did.
His hands was already tied because the House was Republican anyway. So, you know, anything he tried to
Not to mention that his campaign, I mean, it's not like he had he didn't put the policies that he pushed were for the people who paid him.
That's
were the people who pay him. But the LGBTQ.
That's the definition of politics, though.
Yeah, the LGBTQ community paid into his campaign. They got bills passed.
That's the
Hispanic community
politics.
Paid into his campaign. They got bills passed.
Right.
We didn't pay into his community. All he was a black face, and we told him it was okay because he was just a black face.
I can't say we ain't got money because
I'm not saying we don't have money.
What we spent our last conversation,
1.2 trillion.
Right, so
we got money. We just don't put it into where it needs to be put in. We don't consumer
Now,
consumerism.
when when you listen to the chatter on the street and you're talking to people in business, you see more now than ever. People are looking at, I need to start my own business. How can we tilt the scales in our favor? People are more motivated than ever. They're like, okay, the best I can do, Donald Trump is a businessman. Whether he loves black people or not, I can't speak for him, but he's a businessman. So I'm saying, well, okay, he at least, you know, maybe he's going to bring the jobs back. He brought the car companies back when he was going to tax them. So I'm like, okay, now more than ever, if you want to get on the ground level, start your own business and do that, people are feeling confident that they can do that now. Before, we didn't feel like we could do anything. We felt like we were stuck.
Shout out to ConneKC for being ahead of the game and already having an idea.
Right.
That, you know, they're just really like, this is the move, this is the wave for the future. This is something that, especially for the black community, that we need to get back to. It ain't new for us. We were like 80% entrepreneurs at one point.
Right, they had that city down in Oklahoma City, the all black city that was maintaining, that got bombed.
Yep, and that wasn't
by
the
the sheriff's department. But I'm saying back in the day, you know, they were building businesses. Black people owned stuff. That black owned banks. All the things that we've never learned about in school and been taught about. I'm 50. I'm like, some of this stuff I've never heard of. But even now at 50, I'm like, I just enrolled in school. I was like, it's never too late to do anything. I'm going to start my own business because I am tired of being oppressed. And I'm sure there are a lot of people that are. They're like, I said, I need to take my life back. And that's what people are doing, taking their lives back. We don't have to settle for poverty when they're, I mean, I had Obamacare because I'm on disability and I didn't have a job because I was sick. So when he said he was going to rebuild Obamacare, I'm like, well, what am I going to do? How am I going to get my medications? You know, the systems that are in place, they're cutting, slicing these programs all day long. So it's making people think, how am I going to live now? So now people are rising above, like, I have to do something other than, and it could be positive, shaking people that are using the system that don't need welfare, they're just sitting there. You know, they're doing something different. Drug testing people on welfare. If you want it, you got to take the drug test. I mean, that's shaking them. When you start stepping into people's personal lives, people don't like that. So it's like, I need to do something where I'm independent and I can take care of myself.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Because the dependency that we've relied on has made us
lax.
Yeah, and not growing. You know what I'm saying?
And I mean, some of it is not our fault. Some of it is
some stuff you need, and then some stuff you it's been given to you for so much that you just believe that when you open your door, it's gonna be there.
And some of us are just under generational curses. I mean, you know, when you come back in the day, and power to the ancestors and all of our people that brought us thus far, but some of them were not educated. Some of them couldn't read and write because they fresh off the plantation. You know, parents not encouraging, pushing, teaching finances, teaching education. I mean, there's a push like never before. And now with this younger generation, you guys are wiser than ever. I mean, you young people are smart. I'm like, man, these are some smart kids out here. I'm very proud when I look around. You're seeing more people go to college, even though they said they're raising the bar. You guys are still making a way to get it done. You guys want to own your own businesses. You're out there hustling, doing it. No one's giving it to you.
Right.
And with you being young black Americans, it's not easy, but you're not getting up. When they slam the door in your face, you find another way. And all it takes is a couple of masterminds to lead a generation. You guys we all had prominent leaders in our generations, people to speak up, people leading to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and great Al Sharpton at one time. People were listening to you. Guys don't have any leaders. So what's so great about you is you have the ability to be your own leader. You guys are leading yourselves separately and together. You guys are bringing yourself together. You're overcoming.
So with that said, so when you look at a guy like Steve Harvey, who has, I mean, yeah. Okay, so I was saying Steve Harvey, right? Accomplished comedian, right? Got a show. He had a show.
He's on Family Feud.
He's on Family Feud. He had the radio show. He does
he's been an actor.
A lot of movies. What's the stuff he do with the Miss America and all that stuff?
He's the host for a lot of.
He did host a whole bunch of stuff. I got a cool program that he do too for young African Americans.
Well, and I think that
what I'm saying is, he's picked up his bootstraps and put himself in a position to win, and it don't seem like it was really given to him. it's like he went out and earned it. So now we talking about a black man that's accomplished a lot of things and is giving back to some degree, whatever you want, however you want to rate it. Now his conversation with Donald Trump stirs up a lot of anger amongst the black community. My only question is why? Because of the conversation. Now,
did you see that movie Django? Remember the butler, the one that was in the house, the house nigga that didn't want nobody. He was against all the people.
Samuel Jackson,
right? He was against all the people, and that's what happens is, the people. I'm not saying that this is for Steve Harvey, but I'm saying people who have really been down in the trenches of life, people that really feel the disparity, people that are really struggling just to make it out, and those are people that respect Steve Harvey. When they see him standing with what looks like the enemy, standing against us, Donald Trump was all for the stop and frisk the black man that they made illegal in New York. He said, well, they need to. I mean, it's no surprise it's no surprise that people think he's a racist because he just said it out of his own mouth, all kind of stuff. So you standing there with a man that will put down your people. What do you think your people, the people that look up to you, the people that support your programs, how you think they feel? You look like the house nigga because you made it. There are still people in the field that's picking cotton for just an example. When they get in the house, they don't want to stir up no trouble. They don't want no trouble because life is easier for them. There are people still trying to make it. And if I can look at you and I see you starting your business and I see you doing all these things, I can be like, wow, I can do that. Obama was the president. That lets our kids know if you work hard, you can do that. But then you stand next to a man and say that black people don't do nothing but eat or know about sex. How do black people feel? The same black people that support you.
Okay, but my next question is that an assumption of the black community? That's an assumption because he came out and said that Obama asked him to go and talk to Trump because he was going to drop out of the Miss American pageant. So then, now that everybody has said hateful things, they irritated.
Did you see how he was looking on the news when? Did you all see this clip when Steve Harvey was standing next to Obama? It looked like he was like shying back some. My thing was like, what the hell are you doing there, dude? I mean, maybe.
But then he told you.
And I'm not saying that Obama didn't ask him to go, and I'm not saying that Donald Trump he didn't have a conversation with Donald Trump. But if Donald Trump was trying to give a platform for Black America or more positive, first of all, I will come back and be, I apologize what I said about you guys, because you don't know, but there are a lot of black doctors, dentists, a lot of lawyers, a lot of people who have made it in politics. There are a lot of black people doing positive things. But you grouped everybody together. You said all black people know how to do is eat and have sex. That is offensive. I took offense with it. And Steve Harvey's black too. So he talked about you too. And you standing up there, if you really had a platform for the black man, why not gap? Why would you only give one black man, Steve Harvey? Why wouldn't you get the platform of those that represent?
Steve Harvey was not going there to just have a buddy conversation. Donald Trump was his boss and he was going to quit. And Obama said, don't quit, go talk to him. It's not like he was going to go have hey, what's going on, what can we do?
But when he repeated, he said, I was trying to see what I could get for our people.
That's my whole issue with the black community is that portion right there. We're more interested with inspiration, which is fine, it has its place, more than we actually coming out with the real concrete. We're really having a concrete foundation in what we're trying to do. So, for example, the reason why he there, I don't know. You don't know. Only Steve Harvey knows. But we so riled up, we so inspired to be against him, or we so emotionally charged up to comment on why he there. Think about how much energy we putting on a conversation between two men.
But you know why? Because we, as a people, have been promised so much and we never got it. Now, I can't say what Steve Harvey said and President Trump said, but I do know that every program that's supposed to be successful for the black people, or any person that's, we're inspired to. They're like, you can go out and do this and you can start your own business. But then they block you.
What I'm trying to say is Steve Harvey doesn't start or stop that. It don't start with Steve Harvey. Yeah. It don't stop with Steve Harvey.
Well, it starts with you, but how many roadblocks have you come against trying to start your own business? What it is things are not as they seem. They say, yes, you can do this and you should get up and do this and you're lazy and you guys just don't want to do it. No, there is roadblock after roadblock after roadblock after roadblock. And one thing that our parents said was true: if you are black, you better do it 3 times as good as anybody else, and you better work twice as hard, and you're still not going to get paid what they get, and you're still not going to get the benefits.
I was a participant of watching the Celebrity Apprentice, even though it's just a show, and I've seen this man commend multiple black people, even some won. A lot of black entrepreneurs.
Started on The Apprentice, which is owned by Donald Trump.
Donald Trump owns the Celebrity Apprentice and The Apprentice, and I've seen him commend black people.
Saying good deal, but when he got on his highest platform, he said black people only know about eating and sex.
That you heard?
No, I heard it. It was on the news. The CNN had him flash right on there saying it. I looked right at him, but I seen his mouth moving,
but
saying it.
The question then becomes, if you got to be twice as hard and you got to work twice as... But the thing is, we're not new to the struggle. Right. We're not new to what's going on. We're not new. Okay, Donald Trump is a racist president. There were 43 other racist presidents. Right. We're not new to this struggle. Right. The point is, why are we still here in Savior Messiah mode, waiting for them to be like, oh, can you help us? You owe me this, you owe me. You don't owe me nothing. Let me make my own way. There's a million and one ways to skin a cat.
And that's the magic phrase. Let me make it, because they have a way to shut you out. They can't wear the sheets and the hoods no more, but they can shut you out.
And that is where
when we overcome, when they took off the sheets, that's like you need to be educated. When they start going to school, then they start, then they were like, well, you got to go to college and get a degree. We used to walk into jobs. I walked in my job with no college degree, making $25, $30 an hour. You're not going to do that now. Yeah. People come out of college can walk in and take your job. So now everybody's going to college. After college, what? We're going to raise the price of college. So yeah, we are working hard, and but we're still doing it. There's still roadblocks. You're telling me,
and I'm not saying there's no roadblocks. But like in our last segment, we found out that the black consumer as a whole, the community spends $1.2 trillion a year. That was 2016 alone. That's me. That's him. That's you. That's everybody. All of our money collectively spent. Right. Yeah, there's roadblocks. There's always been roadblocks. We're considered property. And we've always been considered property. We're not. It wasn't even until real recently, that we were even considered human. So we know these things are happening. We know these things are occurring. But why do we gotta depend on? Why do we care what Donald Trump says? Right. Why do I care about what the government says? Why not the whole community as a whole?
I don't care. Who's
out there spending $1.2 trillion a year? Why not we come together and say, screw you, I don't need you. I don't need you or your
robots. And we should do that, but we have been conditioned as a people. Now, you have to be fair. I mean, other ethnic groups teach their kids and their families about finance. You're talking about people who have not been educated in the prior years. Maybe just now things are breaking loose and people are going to school and people are going for the dream, but those people didn't know anything about those dreams. I have a grandmother who died who never, ever had a brand new pair of shoes. I mean, my parents have stories where they ate lard sandwiches, fat, that's greased lard on bread because they were too poor. So they ain't never had nothing. So that's why when you look at these rap stars and these big stars, when they get money, what they do? They go out and get cars and they buy houses and gold chains because they ain't never had nothing. And you ain't never had nothing. You have to be trained how to act. Even when they get married into royalty in England, you have to go through etiquette training. They train them from small to raise them up on how to act. We have to learn. We have to be taught. Finances, people have not been taught about finances. People have not been taught about, think about your food. What are you going to do when you're 70 or 50? Because we have lived in the here and now for so long that I can't think about tomorrow because I can barely eat today.
Right.
And so I don't have any extra to go start a business and then you raise the price and I got the money for this. Now it's triple that. I mean, we have to come together. We have been conditioned since slavery to be separate. We have been taught not to trust each other. So if I can't trust, I have to learn to trust my brother first. Right. And black people who own businesses don't make it any easier because
the problem what I had not the problem. That's not when I hear what you're saying, I agree with you. And what I hear is something that starts from the black community. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump. It has nothing to do with Steve Harvey. It has nothing to do with what Chris Michelle decides to do. It has everything to do with what we're going to put in place for ourselves.
Okay, but those who have made it, Chris and Michelle, is she a singer? That Steve Harvey, those Oprah, whoever has made it. What I'm saying is, we as a community need to come together. But how do we do that? I mean, those that have made it have to come back and help.
We do it first by not being inspired or emotionally charged up by what white people say and what they do. It's no different than when you mentioned Tulsa. If they were inspired,
bombed their whole city.
But before that, though, in order for them to get to that point, they couldn't have been worrying about what white people was doing or what white people was saying, because that was back in the day, and it had to be more.
That was right in the Reconstruction period.
And
so
my
you
only
can't
thing about that, I'm not necessarily as concerned. I don't care. Like, for me personally, I don't give 2 clicks of a damn about Donald Trump and what he said. But because he's head of this country, because he's, you know, upsetting people, that he's building this wall, he made Mexico mad. You know what happens? I'm saying, we live here. We don't know what they're doing behind closed doors, and they certainly don't let the people know until it's done. So we're living right here. So they can't wait to have a war on American soil. We've never had that disparity.
Everybody around the world want America to go to civil war so they can swoop in
and take our land.
I don't blame them though. That's just good, smart.
Right, but I'm saying, what about us,
military?
But what about us, the people that don't? We're not in charge of that. So
you can't see. See, the problem with black people, we always put ourselves in a position of being a victim. What about you? What are we doing? What are we doing? And to me, this is just my perspective. To me, it seems like more of what we do, we become the messengers of what everybody else got going on. What everybody else is doing. What happens
when we try to do something? What happens when the black people rally?
You got to keep pushing.
You got to go underground. Because as soon as they know that you're doing something, they're coming for you. What happens to the Black Panthers, really, or anybody? They're coming for you if you try to
you bring a good point
bring your people together.
You bring a good point. So after a while, when Bunchy Carter got killed, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all Fred leaders, Hampton. Right? Fred Hampton, right? All leaders.
Right.
So that's just 5 black people.
But there are more underground groups that.
So why would you let them? Them 5 I named wasn't underground.
And they did. Now they are underground.
But that's only 5 black people.
That have been spoken. There are plenty.
It's only 5 African Americans,
people,
right?
But there are plenty of people, everyday people like me, like you, that people don't know our names. They don't know who the hell we are. But the people, the man does, and those people are dead. I mean, there are CIA, FBI, it's people. We have to keep it real. There are people that will destroy your community from the inside. They infiltrate it.
No, there are people that'll go to there are people that'll go to Africa and put you on a boat and bring you over here.
That's what I'm saying. So that was our purpose. So even when we try to come together,
my question is this: why do we stop? We've stopped.
Because have you ever had a day when your light bill due, you don't got no food, your baby's crying, the baby's sick, the wife is acting up, when you just beat down. That's what happens. Beat you down, beat you down, beat you down, beat you down. Pretty soon, if you don't have a tough exterior, then you feel like there is no hope. And if you get a group of people like that, a group of uneducated people, like our grandparents and great-parents, they ain't like that. I mean, I went out, I became a voter registrar to vote, get people to register to vote. I was like, hey, I was like, I'm going to get out into the community. I went to Move Up. Mm-hmm. I went to all these communities that said they're doing something in the community. I was like, hey, I paid to get into the NAACP. I said, okay, I paid my money. Now I want to be active. What can I do? Can I go to the prison ministry? What street ministry you got going on? You said, I read that you got this going on with the kids. None of them have anything going on. What I'm saying is all up front. There's nowhere to go. Right. Well, you can't work, but you can donate $45 for this. I'm like, dude, I'm not doing that. I already paid to get in here. Right. Let's get busy. Everyone, the problem is people don't know where to go. We don't know how to start. Where are we starting at? Right. The guy over the NAACP for the Martin Luther King celebration, he came to Kansas City. I was all hype. I was like, the president is coming. He said, I'm not afraid of my people. I was like, he's like, I'm going in with my people. We're going to have this great celebration. I was like, yay, let's go. That's what I said. Where's the address at? That's all. 115 in Metcalf and Overland Park. Right. Black people in the city, you know how many people ride the bus? Right. They don't got a car. Right. The Joe stops running at rush hour. How they gonna get over there?
inspired though. We're
well, my thing is, we say one thing and do another.
That's inspiration.
And when you put your hand to the ground, people are not doing
that's
it.
Emotional,
because when people
right?
get their money and make it, they no longer money changes people. Look how many people on Donald Trump's team changed. What was that fat man's name? He was like, I'm against him. I don't like him. I'm not messing with him. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he changed his mind. Got appointed to one of his committees. Why? Because when money changes people, when money comes power. Whoever got the money got the power. And I'm talking about realistically. I'm not talking about what sounds good, what people say. I'm saying when you put your hand to the plow to work, and someone keeps tearing up the field, pretty soon you're like, man,
we
can't keep starting over and we should never give up the struggle.
I'm with you on some of that, but then when we pull out numbers like Jay said with the 1.2 trillion, I think what's American debt, like 4 trillion or 5 trillion?
Oh, it's more than that.
20 trillion, something like that.
20, 30 trillion.
Okay, so 20, 30, that's a 20-year run of saying if we had a 20-year plan to put our money together, we could possibly be in a position to buy out America. That's just hypothetically. You see what I'm saying?
Who is putting together the 20-year plan?
That's what I mean.
Where are the people at?
So when we talk about
the people who are not even working that are going down here buying $120, staying outside buying $120.
And where are they getting the money to do that from?
Our paychecks.
Right.
FICA. Right. And how are they getting away with that? And why do they have the mentality to do that? Because it's the generation, it's where they came from. So until the people have been educated to do something different, until there's somebody
they walk around with education in their pocket.
I
agree, but they walk around with education in their pocket.
Right.
You gotta change the mindset of the people. They know I can Google stuff and learn stuff too, but you have to change the mindset and the desire of the people. When the people shift. Martin Luther King shifts the people. They be like, the light came on. We have to get out here and shift the people. But what happens is the people that have the ability to shift the people, when they make it, they ain't messing with you no more.
I think that's the
because now they're like, I don't want to be around niggas.
That's the great divide, though, Ms Sylvia, because we mad at somebody like Steve Harvey for meeting with Donald Trump. There go division right there within our own community about a meeting. So now the black community is divided because
because we don't trust each other. And we certainly can't trust a man that say we don't know nothing about except for eating, which most people can barely. I mean, the poor people can't afford all that food.
But this is what I'm saying. Okay, so when you mention but that's what I mean. Education, I don't mean just going to school. Facebook can be education. So if I see a clip and it say D.L. Hewley just cussed out Steve Harvey and he's talking bad about him. When we talk about a poor community, let's be real. A lot of people's education in a poor community is going to come from TV, it's going to come from music, and it's going to come from Facebook or social media. So when we promote that and we push that and we educate that or we riled up by it, we are educating our young ones or what we pass on to be influenced or interested in things of that nature versus saying, you know what, Steve Harvey, meet with him. Okay, we'll talk with Steve Harvey when he come back to this meeting that we setting up so we can figure out what we gonna do.
We come back to the radio show.
Then we can call in and we can say what was the conversation. But we far now we already divided because we mad because he even said talk to him.
Okay, but the nation was already divided. All I'm saying is maybe his time was not the best timing. The nation's already divided over the presidential race anyway. People are already riled up and stirred up. You don't know who you can trust and who you can't trust. And so then when you see a prominent member of your community standing with the enemy, so to speak, again. I look at
Obama as my enemy when he does more for the LGBT community and compares that to saying that's the same as black people not getting opportunities. No, it's not. I'm born black. I didn't choose to be in this skin. Whether people want to argue about that's a choice or not, at the end of the day, you still gonna make a choice. But at the end of the day, I can't undo my African. You know what I'm saying? Right. I can't undo my culture, my heritage, none of that.
So all that stuff. But why was their platform hurt? Because they put their money together. Because they're still educated. At the end of the day, they still have a platform. They put their money together because all of them. There are a lot of them that are white, or they still been taught about finances. They still
there are plenty of Hispanics that came right from Mexico that put money in Obama's pocket that are undereducated, and half of them are illegal immigrants.
Right. And that's why.
They still, as illegal immigrants, still got bills passed for them.
Right.
As illegal immigrants not living or being born in this country, you got here illegally. And Obama still passed it.
So
all that stuff.
Crusade, how'd they get there? Who led their crusade? They still had a leader, someone to put it together, someone they could depend on.
They depended on each other.
It wasn't just me and you walking up in there doing that. They still are. I mean, that's a culture that they're naturally united. People tell Joseph about them all the time. 25 Mexicans in a car, 50 live in a one-bedroom apartment, because they'll come together and put their money togettor and get their stuff done.
They don't expel a lot of energy.
Right, and you don't see Mexicans commenting on all the stuff that don't matter.
Because they never have they been enslaved and turned against each other, their family destroyed, so they've been enslaved. Well, they took the man out of the house, the father out of the house.
How do you think
California, and had single parents?
Arizona, Texas, there was brutal things going on to the Hispanic community in order for America to get that land. Through
horrific things, but not like the black men, not like the black race.
So here's my thing with that, Ms. Sylvia. The point of us trying to compare who had it worse,
it's not. I'm not comparing. What I'm saying is they've had a more solid foundation.
Well, I'm saying
also, we have to begin to recreate our families. We have to change the way we think. We have to learn to trust and come together, and we need a form for that. Well, we can't get a form like that if the people who have the ability to, I can go on the street, I can go door to door. I love everybody. I hug everybody I meet. I'm talking to everybody, but I'm not nobody. I don't have a form I can build. Me and you and her and people like have radio shows or whatever. They can begin to do little things, but for to reach the masses, it takes somebody that the masses know.
That's why. So when we talking about the Hispanic community, and I'm gonna learn from them. I'm not going to look at what my comparisons are and say as an excuse, like, well, you didn't have to go through as much as I did, so I can't learn from
That's not an excuse.
That was my point of saying.
It's not an excuse. It's a fact. And it's why we are where we are. It's not saying that we have to stay where we are or be oppressed where we are, but...
And I understand completely where you're coming from and what you say.
Because they set us free, but we ain't never been free.
Us 100%.
We're still not free.
No, we were liberated. We were never freed. Liberated. There's a difference.
Right, so we're not free.
So I understand completely what you're saying as far as how we got here. Right. The question is, okay, all that happened. I understand it, how we got here. Where's the dividing line? Okay, cool. That's no longer a crutch. I can't use that as a crutch anymore. Yes, I was
no longer a crutch for who? For your generation? What about my generation and those that are still alive from previous generations that have been hindered?
I'm not
even that. My dad been in the police department forever.
I understand
he
that.
could not get promoted because he would now bow down. We got cousins right now and having problems in other states. This is the law enforcement. This is the police that have been killing people, shooting them. There are a lot of things going on that play a factor in it, so it's not just black and white. There's a hell of a lot of gray area,
no black and white,
and a hell of a lot of unspoken shit going on to keep you down.
Where do we go from there? I understand all of these bad things are happening. Yes, all that stuff happened. I understand that. The question is,
what
okay, we got it.
The question is, what do we understand about it? Because it's the intricate things of what happened that's kept us bound while we're still bound. So where do we go from here? So I'm 50. I got 20 years, maybe 30. So I'm not. I can speak. I'm like a leaf blowing in the wind. What are you guys going to do about it? Well, you have to understand what really happened. Where's it?
But we do understand what really happened. Sandra Bland was not even 30 years old, and she lost her life. Right. And she wasn't the only one. There was plenty. We know what's happening because it's still happening. Right. It's still happening now.
So what's the plan?
Our leaders that stand up, they get knocked down just like that.
And what happened when she said Black Lives Matter? She dead, right?
Right.
What happened to the NFL players that came out with the Black Lives Matter? They got fined and suspended.
Yeah.
So it go back to my 5 leaders that got killed. I don't care. I don't care that 5 leaders got killed.
Don't?
No, because it should be 5 more. And you know what? It should be 5 more after that. But what happens is...
I'm willing to die.
That's why we right here on this show.
Right. What happens is we become influenced by the money that's thrown out there. we influenced by the fear factor of, well, they killed them 5, so I ain't gonna. I don't want to lose my life.
Well, I don't think that some people mind dying. I think that people need to know. I mean, people who don't know, there are people that will work. Maybe they don't know how. We need a forum where people can learn how to do it.
When black people leave their own community, the first 2 things they say, I don't want my kids to be around what I had to grow up around, and then I want something better. Well, what they move to is a white community. So that means white is right. And once you make that statement. So you lost your identity, but you've also lost your connection to be a help to your own people, and you got fear that's driving that. And that's the basis of it. That's all I'm saying. It's the fear that's driving that. So then what's
the answer? If they move out of the community, they're not coming back. So
you got to keep pushing, and you got to keep going on that same path of what, like you said, you talk to everyone. You're not afraid to, you know what I'm saying, get in the conversation, because you don't got no quarrels with, no.
I'm scared of the crazy man on the street.
Right,
he don't overshadow. I think our whole community is overshadowed by spookism.
Right.
So what's the first thing that people say? Oh, I don't want to live in the hood. Oh no, I don't live in the hood. I'm not from the hood.
Why? Because I'm saying, Pete, that's the reason why I said you have to change the mind of the people. Because even when you try to build they try to build a Prospect Quarter. Why do they move out? Because black people complain like there's nothing here, we ain't got nothing, we ain't got no stores, we got nothing. So soon as you try to go down there and do something, what happens? They tear it up. So you have to teach them to love themselves first.
The thing is,
and love your community.
Tearing it up though?
You're tearing up your own community.
No, who's tearing it up? It's not you. It's not the 50-year-olds tearing it up. It ain't the 30-year-old, the 40-year-olds tearing it up. It's the younger generation tearing it up. Why? Because they have not been taught at home to value themselves. That starts at home. That's nothing that can be taught in the educational system. So now
that's the parents' job. So that means that it takes a village.
It does take a village.
So we need to form a village. The village needs to get.
But why?
Our village leaders live in Blue Springs, Lee Summit, North Kansas City,
Where's the
Gladstone.
We're gonna have to create one.
We got to create a village, and we're gonna have to move past you can't say nothing to my kids, you can't correct my kid.
Well, there's the collapse of the age, because in our age the whole neighborhood could whoop you. You better not say nothing.
That was my era when I got.
I'm talking about this is the parents of the 70s, 80s, and now 90s. You can't say nothing to you can't say anything to my kid. And that's period.
Millennial kids is born. Yeah.
If somebody say something to me, you come in the gun for them. Period. And that's just real life. You can't say nothing to my kid.
No,
you can't correct my kid.
You can abuse. If you can correct mine, but if you abuse mine, I'm coming for you because you need to notify me as a parent. What's going on.
No, sweetie. No, you can tell me and I'll correct my kid. If somebody says something to me, you gun it for me. You gun it for them.
If it's incorrect.
No, even if it's correct, you gonna correct them first, and then you'll correct me in private. And that's how you are. Period. That's just how you are. That's how you are.
That might be another time. That's another good topic.
That is.
Parents, can somebody else correct your kid? And I quick before we go. I coach basketball. I had a kid cuss me out. Now the kid parents was there, left the kid with me and went back to Kansas City. We was out of town, so I'm here watching a kid. First of all, I'm not the kid's daddy. But you trust me to watch the kid while you go back and do whatever you do hours away, right? I call you, let you know your kid cussed me out because I took him out the game for his play. His play. That's my job as a coach. When I get back in town, the daddy act like he wanted to fight me. Never said nothing to the kid about it. The kid admitted in his face that he cussed me out.
Well, right. I mean, that's the parents of today.
I sat here and I was like,
that's not just the parents of today.
I'm not about to fight this ignorant
That's not just the parents of today. That's the parents of the 70s. That's the parents of the 80s. And the parents of the 90s.
You walk by nobody.
I didn't say babies. I said the parents of the 80s. Yeah, no, that's not you. You're one in how many parents of the 80s?
Everybody.
The 80s was a crack era.
I mean, if you talk to every generation, everybody I know in my generation, they got the same.
And how many people?
Our parents beat the hell out of us. We didn't.
And how many people are there? And compared to the whole nation.
I know most of the nation.
Do you feel comfortable?
I'm just saying, everybody got that story you talk on. We want to laugh.
Well, I mean, I think y'all see how good this conversation is. We might have to have a part two.
Right.
Part 2 going on. So, thanks for spending time with us. Like we always say,
as always, stay elevated.
Stay elevated. So. That's a wrap.
We're going to catch y'all next time.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right. It was good.
Looking for me. I'll be in the community.
Ms Production.